Hello, this is a reading for my beautiful Scorpio for the month of December. So just remember too though that whenever this message finds you, and if it resonates with you, then it's yours, regardless of time. Time is really an illusion. Linear time is an illusion, right? So past, present, future, it's really all just kind of happening now. I know it's a tricky concept to get, but that is what it is. Okay, so Scorpio, beautiful Scorpio. What do we have for you? Oh, some nice energies. So far we have the Justice and the Strength as the last cards popping out. Let's see what else we got here. Wow. Look at that, Scorpio. That's crazy. You have the Knight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Justice card, and the Strength card. So we have three major arcana happening right here for you. Let me just kind of get this centered a little bit. Okay. Three major arcana. What is happening for Scorpio for the month of December? What's important for Scorpio to know? Well, I'm going to start off with the major arcana. I mean, we have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune, for me, you know, intuitively, I always feel it as a card of the universe kind of supporting you. Like the universe got your back. And to me, what that means is like the universe is basically either like giving you a nudge in the right direction, or it could be even stopping you from moving in a particular direction, giving you a nudge in a different direction that you might be moving towards. And so it could be like a course correction, you know. So for Scorpio, I really feel that you are being supported this time. And I feel like that's very evident just with all of the other major arcana cards coming out. So there's some big things that are happening for you here. We have the Justice. Justice is really about cause and effect. You know, it's really about one action creating some kind of consequence. Okay, so and typically it's when the Justice card comes in, it's like it's the consequence, it's receiving the end of the energy, right? It's like something happened that triggered some type of outcome, and that's what the Justice is. And typically I would say that Justice is typically, I feel like, a beneficent card also. When you think of cause and effect, it doesn't necessarily fall into the lines of you know, negative or positive, right? Like if you do something, you know, that has like some ill intention, then there will probably be some you know, ill consequences, right? But also if you like, you know, if you give with good intention, then there'll probably be some balancing that is along that same energy, right? So typically a cause and effect does not really have a, you know, a good or a bad energy. And I feel like the Justice card really has a more beneficent energy to it. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? Because we also, you know, each energy really operates on a spectrum as well. Okay, so we'll get into it and we'll see. But we also have the Strength card here. So, you know, that does tell me that there's something that is happening for you this month that is really requiring you to exercise some strength, Scorpio. Okay, so let's see now. And then we start the reading with the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is it's a card of romance, right? But it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic with another person. It absolutely can be. But it also is just like a card of romance with life, you know, like you can have a romantic relationship with life. You can have a romantic relationship with your art, you know, you love creating a particular form of art, and it just brings in a lot of love and you know, emotion for you in that way, right? Love, there's, I feel like in the universe, the duality is love and fear. Okay, so the opposite of love is not hate, it's fear. And so love contains all of the vibrations of joy, peace, kindness, empathy, compassion, you know, all of those higher vibrational energies, while fear contains the energies of, you know, hatred, anger, jealousy, manipulation, you know, all of those kinds of things, right? So the Knight of Cups is is that energy of love. It's that energy of being in love with something, of feeling love for something, a person, an activity, you know, an animal, whatever. Okay. So I do feel, because the reading does begin with the Knight of Cups, I do feel like this is, you know, this message that wants to come through for you is around love. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, and you know, I mean, this is a general reading, right? So it could go, this could really be multiple things, and I am really getting a hit for multiple things. Okay, so first of all, you know, because it is a beneficent card, right? The Wheel of Fortune. I do feel like you are being supported in this this love arena, you know? So very well could be another person. And I do feel like that I do feel, because the Strength card is here as well, I do feel like there is some type of challenge that is coming forward in regards to love. But the Wheel of Fortune card is really keeping you steady. It's keeping you centered while things are kind of like changing around you. The world is going through its thing. You know, you're going through your cycle of whatever it is. I feel like this month you are really remaining grounded in the center. And so you can watch things kind of like developing or unfolding around you, but you're mostly unaffected by it. You mostly are pretty stable in the groundedness of being able to just observe everything that is happening and taking it all in, you know, without too much of an emotional roller coaster or like getting caught in your thoughts. I feel like you're very grounded this month in just observing the things that are happening around you. If this is in regards to a particular relationship, I feel like there's some sight coming in here clearly. I feel like, you know, justice is kind of also about clarity, truth. He's holding the sword of truth there. If you notice, he's got the scales as well, right? So it's like, it is like a karmic balance. It is a cause and effect, right? Every action has an equal reaction. And so, you know, I do feel like there's some balance being executed here. There's some consequence that is coming forward for some action that was taken around love. Okay, but this balance that's coming forward, I do feel like it's showing you something that you may not have seen before in regards to love. And you know, I really feel this pull to the center of the Wheel of Fortune. And so it really makes me feel like this balance, this truth that you are recognizing based on something that had happened previously is really becoming clear for you. It's really becoming evident for you. And, you know, you're starting to really see it with new eyes. And you're also very much starting to see it like without the emotional roller coaster attached to it. You're seeing it, you know, from a very stable point of view. And the reason why that I feel like it may be a little bit of a difficult realization, or a difficult truth that is coming forward, a difficult balancing, is because of the Strength card, right? So, the Strength card, it is asking you to muster up a certain amount of strength, muster up a certain amount of bravery. Because I feel bravery is the right word here too, because I feel like this is something that you're going to have to be brave about. Like, you're really going to have to step outside of your comfort zone and face some fear that has been present for you. This could, like, I am really feeling it more and more like it is a relationship. And I do feel like ultimately what's happening here is that there may have been some aspects of the relationship that have been, difficult, and some things are circling back around. The wheel of fortune is spinning always, right? It is a cycle. So this thing is cycling back around, but you're really seeing it from new eyes. And these new eyes are really kind of like a gift, right? This new perspective, this new eye is really like a gift from the universe, because I feel like it's something that you've been blind to, or that you've been avoiding, unwilling to admit about a particular relationship. And so now you're being able to see things a little bit more clearly. And if you think about like a romantic type of relationship, sometimes we find ourselves in these relationships that, are not the best relationships for us. They are not necessarily, coming forward with a really great foundation, So, it could be something like meeting someone, feeling all of these intensities of love and maybe lust, and just feeling like all of these different types of attractions, and jumping in way too quickly and moving way too fast, and not really building a real stable foundation in this thing. And again, let me just remind you, it doesn't have to be love with another person. It could be an activity that you engage in that you used to like. It could be, a place. It could be anything, right? Just something that started off with a very, romantic love kind of energy, that later has kind of come back around to show you that it wasn't really, the right thing for you. And so, and this feels like a big lesson, and it does feel like a relationship with another person to me, because it does feel very potent, in the sense of, this is the relationship that really like kind of cracks you open, and shows you things very clearly that you really have not been willing to see, or not been wanting to look at. And because these things are coming to the surface, and because you can see these things a little bit more clearly now, it's really putting you on a new path where, you can now engage in a very different way in this romantic thing that is here for you. And it's a much braver way. It's a much more balanced way. It's a much more transparent and authentic way. And you're really being nudged in this direction because it's necessary. Okay. So, I don't feel like, clearly these cards are not energies that are particularly difficult. So, I don't feel like this is going to be like a big upheaval for you or anything like that. But I do feel like it is a big thing, but you're approaching it and you're addressing it in a very like balanced, mature, calm way. Okay, so good for you, Scorpio, because, you know, yeah, like keeping emotions in check and keeping really balanced in emotion, like, you know, the king of cups kind of energy, just like really showing this emotional maturity as you move through this is, you know, that might even be part of the thing that you're really recognizing that is really coming to light here, is that, you know, you're approaching the world in a very different way that really is a lot more mature, a lot more balanced, a lot more clear, a lot more authentic. So, alrighty. Okay, have a great December, Scorpio. Love you lots. Bye-bye.